Check 1 2, check 1 2.
Check 1 2, check 1 2. Good evening, Dons, and welcome to Chestnut Avenue for our broadcast of the MIAA Varsity Soccer Semifinal between Archbishop Spalding and your Loyola Dons. Alongside me tonight is Brooks Markle. Let's take a look at these two teams. Spalding comes into this with a record of 9-5-4, with an overall conference record of 8-5-3. And your Loyola Dons come into this one 12-0-4 with a conference record of 12-0-4. Brooks, what are your keys to this game?
For Loyola, the match intensity has got to be up, and they got to keep the momentum they have. They have an undefeated season going right now, and they're on their home field, last home game of the year. So they're going to have the momentum on their side. As long as they can keep it, they'll be in a good spot. And Spalding's got to counteract that by applying pressure and staying composed no matter what's going on and kind of get Loyola off their footing. But now it's all even. The records are wiped, and it's playoff time. So it all comes down to this one game, these 80 minutes played. So you forget everything about what you've done so far and focus on now.
Well said, Brooks. Here we are, ready for kickoff. Cal Lackner to take the kickoff. And we are off. Early boot down the sideline to an Analaja. Spalding quickly recovers. Quick counterattack. Stopped by Carmichael.
Great step from Carmichael there, stopping it up. He's been a huge force on this team. This is his senior year, and he's been on the team or been on the varsity team all 4 years and is really a captain and one of the veterans and a leader.
He's really a general for that defense, keeping them composed, making sure nothing breaks that line. Ryan Andrews in the back. Ooh, Dons are not going to like that one. Tough shot to the leg there.
But you like to see the physicality up already from Spalding. And the Dons, in the two games these two teams have played, first game of the year was between these two, and it was a 1-1 tie. Second game, Loyola won 1-0. So, Spalding, not a team to mess around with, and Loyola cannot get ahead of themselves with that undefeated record they have, as again, it's all even now.
It's great to see that these two teams are close during the regular season, especially playoff time. Nothing better than a good playoff game. Analaja recovers, plays at the box, no one there. Analaja back into Walker. Walker shoots off the football goalpost, barely out. Would have been an early goal there, barely, not even 2 minutes into this game yet.
Yeah, Walker has had 6 goals in the last 7 games, really heating up after a slow start, and he was the leading goal scorer in his junior year and almost got an early one there to set the tone for Loyola.
Looks like that ball is deflected. It's going to be a corner taken by Tosh. Ball's in. No one can get ahead on it. Goalie recovers. High pressure by Sammy. They're on the counterattack into Klink. But it's going to roll out of bounds. Spalding ball. Spalding trying to attack. Shut down by Andrews. Walker, high pressure. They recover. Lackner to Analaja. Analaja plays it into Klink. But he's not found.
I really like this up-paced offense the Dons have going right now. I've really been moving quickly, playing balls down the field, looking to get something going, and keeping Spalding on their toes through these first 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
That's that Loyola offense right there. You really have to pay attention. Because if one of these players breaks down the line, they're too fast, you will never catch back up. Lackner dribbles into the box. Unfortunately, taken away. Moneymaker takes it back in. Wennick, high pressure. Spalding recovers. They're playing around with it in the back to their keeper. Boot up. I'm really liking this Don's intensity here. Really not letting Spalding get anything.
Yeah, and they have their whole front line up on that Spalding defense, really pressuring them to make a play in that back line.
Spalding continues to move it around. Down the sideline. They play it in, but Carmichael's going to recover. Play it back to Mattingly. Over to Andrews. Andrews up to Lackner. Lackner back to Tosh. Walker. Wennick into Klink. Klink to Walker. Spalding. Good step. Recovers. Carmichael runs up. Gets tripped. Foul. Spalding. Andrews to take the kick. Plays it long ball. Looking to find Sammy. Headed the way by the defender. Spalding trying to form a counterattack. But Andrews shuts that down really quick. Back to Mattingly. Don's controlling it in the back. Plays it up to Sammy. Over to Klink. Looking to find Moneymaker there. Stolen but recovers. Has Dubois. Dubois down the sideline. Looking. Plays it back into the middle. Moneymaker shot. Just over.
And a great job from the Dons on the counterattack after that was Ernest McClanahan, the senior, who gave it away after taking it. And they moved quickly, and Dubois made the right play, playing it back to Moneymaker, but the shot too high. As Dubois hasn't played much of the season as he's had an injury, but he made the right play there, and the Dons just couldn't convert.
There's usually nothing else to do but give it away against this high Loyola pressure. And if you can't handle that pressure, goals will come.
Yeah, they got to be quick with their movements and not stall around, as Loyola has come to play so far in these first almost 7 minutes.
Mattingly pressures up. Klink. Dubois open. Heads it over to Sammy.
Just too much loft on the Dubois header to get something going.
Looks like it's going to be a foul. Spalding kick. Quickly plays it in. Has a man down the sideline, looking for a counterattack. Unluckily bounces off his hand. That's going to be Loyola ball.
Yeah, that was a bad break there as the Cavaliers look to turn it the other way.
It's the best chance they've seen, it looks like, so far, but unluckily broken down by a bad ball. Andrews into Lackner. He's playing around with it. Gives it off to Tosh. Tosh to Wennick. Wennick back to Lackner. Don's controlling it in the back, looking for a man open deep. Carmichael by himself. He's going to give it off to Dubois. Dubois to Moneymaker. Back into Wennick. Has Moneymaker down the side. Just a bit too hard. Couldn't reach it. Couldn't reach that one.
Yeah,
Spalding throwing.
It was the right idea from the sophomore Wennick. He just played it too far through, and there would have been a lot of space to open in the middle if that was converted, but just too much.
Wennick and Moneymaker, both two-time varsity players. This is their second year. Great duo as they work along that right side together. Spalding in. Moneymaker with a good step. Right back into Wennick. Out of bounds on Spalding. Loyola ball. It's quick in. He has Klink down the line. Klink bodying his man. Can he get past him? It rolls out of bounds. Goal kick.
So far, the Loyola offense has really relied on that near side of the offense with Dubois, Moneymaker, Lackner all stepping in, and the ball hasn't really gone to that far side. And so far it's worked. They've done well and got some chances, just have not converted yet, but have controlled possession so far.
Yeah. I'd love to see it go to that far side on Elijah getting into the play. He scored in their last game versus Curley. The first goal, it was on senior night. It was an amazing shot.
Yeah, Elijah has really stepped up. Didn't really play much at all and was not even on the team last year. And to start the season, didn't play much, but has now come in and been a huge part. He's now a starter.
Walker goes for the ball. Pushes 22 out the way, but looks like 22 is going to be on the ground. That is Declan Carney. Walker in the box, shoots, saved by the keeper.
Yeah, Walker didn't even know the ball was right at his feet, and it ended up just coming right to him for a perfect opportunity. Good save from the goalie, and the Spalding crowd upset as one of their players was down. That's Declan Carney, the senior, who has some sort of injury there.
Looks like he's holding on to the back of his head there, maybe his neck. I think he'll be able to walk it off, though. Walker is very dangerous in that second or third part of the field. He's such a long reach. He can head it. He can kick it from anywhere.
Yeah, it looks like Carney's staying on the field.
It's going to be a corner for the Dons. As the ball is played in. Punched away by the goalie. Moneymaker races over.
And you like to see that from Analaja, almost going for the goal, trying to curve it in, bend it like Beckham. And he had a good shot on it. Just the goalie stepped in there, punched it away.
Dons applied the pressure. They get the ball back. Lackner puts it back into the box. Spalding kicks it out, but it's back to Andrews. Wennick recovers, sends it to Carmichael. High pressured. Spalding plays it back. Spalding with a ball in, but just offsides. Student section did not like how he took a shot on goal there, even though he was 30 yards out.
That really would have been Spalding's first opportunity to get a shot in this game, and it was a good ball through, but the offside just by a step or two keeps that from happening.
It's so tough to keep yourself on sides with this high line of Loyola. Carmichael really commands them out there. He's a very strong player. Lackner gets tripped up. It's going to be Don's ball.
And it's really been a struggle for Spalding to get possession so far throughout this game with how fast-paced the Dons have been. And you hope they keep this up, or they hope they keep this up. And, you know, the more possession you have, the better chance you are going to have to win the game. That's just a universal truth.
Saying this team is fast-paced might be an understatement. They worked that ball so quickly in and out. As the ball goes into Dubois, had Moneymaker just behind him, has to recover. Moneymaker gets his man jumping, has it down the line. He tries to play it in, unfortunately taken.
That was a tough position from Dubois there to get it to Moneymaker as he was falling down. Good try, though.
Wennick with the top of the box, gives it off to Klink, plays it back to their defense. Andrews into Dubois. Dubois turns, gives it to Klink. Klink shoots, way left.
But it's good to see you try and take the shot. It was left-footed, so it was tough. But as you mentioned on Elijah's goal, that was left-footed outside of the box against Curley in the last game.
That ball was really a rocket. If you haven't seen it, you should go look at that now.
One of the goals of the year for Loyola.
Dons did not like that call there. It's going to be Spalding ball. Carney to take the kick. First time Spalding's really entered that third part of the field.
Yeah.
As the Dons quickly recover, Walker goes with speed. Plays to Dubois. Spalding's pressure takes it away, though. Dubois recovers back into Klink. Has Dubois down the line, and he's got him. Dubois by himself. He plays it quickly in, but to no avail. But once again, that Don's pressure. Wennick, top of the box, makes a move. Shoots. Just over the bar. Would have been an amazing shot by Will Wennick.
Yeah, it was beautiful footwork from Will Wennick to get by two defenders and get a shot opportunity. He was just high with it, but really a rocket. And, the Dons are really going to be happy to have him for the next 2 years. He's just got such control with his feet, whether he's passing, shooting, or dribbling.
Just such a composed player. And Coach Mike Marcigano really likes that about him and likes that about most of his team, that they stay calm and don't, fall into the pressure of other teams.
Really, and yeah, only 6 seniors, but really just look like veterans out there.
Tosh down the line. He plays it in deep. Spalding defense takes it away. Spalding attacks quickly. Carmichael gets beaten a little bit. But Tosh recovers. That Don defense, once again, having each other's back. Plays it up to Dubois. Dubois sends it over to Analaja, maybe the first time, he's had it on that side of the field. Gives it into Tosh down the line. He's open by himself. Tosh fakes in. Fakes back out. Shoots. Oh. Just off.
Heck of an effort there from Topolsky, though, to make a play. After he made a great stop on defense, Carmichael sort of slowed it up, and then Topolsky stepped in there and then almost had a heck of a goal from that far side.
Really shows how versatile this team is. Topolsky going back from stopping that attack to almost putting their attack in. As Klink recovers. But it's going to be a foul on Moneymaker, it looks like. The Don's student section is not a fan of that one.
Yeah, he knocked over McClanahan there, and the foul was called. Not sure he did it really intentionally, but just sort of ran into him and knocked him down. But you got to give credit to Spalding right now, though, for their defense and not letting Loyola get anything going.
Carmichael gets tripped up as that ball comes in, but Spalding player couldn't get a good enough shot off. Mattingly easily recovers.
Yeah, that was Lonergan with the shot there, and it was the right idea because the defender was right there, and he could have taken him one-on-one, but just to take the shot as Mattingly was a little out of position. Wasn't a bad play.
Spalding tries to move up. A little bit of a counterattack as they play to the middle. It's stopped by Andrews and given back to Wennick. Wennick plays back to Carmichael. As Carmichael plays up to Dubois. Dubois tries to give it to Moneymaker. But it looks like Christopher Kinn is going to overtake that one. Spalding down the line. Sammy and Moneymaker doubling him in that corner. Off of Sammy, it looks like it's going to be a corner kick.
Yeah, good job from Walker going the whole way over to that corner to stop up the attack and slow down that attack and get it for a corner kick, get everyone a breath on this cold night.
Yeah. Student section getting loud as the corner kick is in their corner. Ball comes in. No one gets a head on it. Spalding is looking for a handball. Ref didn't see it. Klink up the line. It's going to be Don's ball. Looks like McClanahan ran into him a little too hard. Quickly into Lackner. Switches it over to Andrews. Andrews controlled with it. No one stepping to him. Looking for that long ball, it looks like, but he gives it off to Topolsky. Topolsky to Analaja. Flicks it by to Sammy. Sammy just out of reach. Spalding takes that ball. Sammy trying to reach for that ball. Looks like it tripped up the defender a little bit.
It's been a good job from the Cavaliers who early sort of stopped some opportunities from Loyola and now have really settled into this game and sort of even out this possession in these last 10 minutes.
It's good to see those players, having a lot of fun out there. Because Mike Marcigano, before the game, quoted, he wants to let the boys write their own story, which is just amazing. You want to let the boys play, and that's where players are at their best. As Klink takes it, he's getting held down the line. Dons are not happy about that one, but they recover. Don's ball.
But going back to that point of, just letting them play, it really is how this team flows, just nice and freely. And same with Spalding, who's kept that intensity up with Loyola and just kind of been a smooth-paced game through these first 19 minutes.
It's been a lot of fun to watch. We're halfway through the first half as Lackner plays it around to Carmichael. Carmichael over to Andrews. Andrews by himself, no one stepping to him as he plays a long ball into Sammy to the corner. Sammy gets it to Klink. Klink down the line to himself. Tries to play it in, but Spalding takes it over. Analaja with it. Gives it off to Wennick. Plays into Sammy. Sammy playing around to Lackner. Spalding's pressure on defense kept it away.
Yeah, that was Christopher Kinn not letting the ball get over to, that was Moneymaker, who was on the near side and had an opportunity, but he made himself big and didn't let it get through.
Trouble with the Spalding defense. Klink almost got that ball there, but gets back to their keeper. Ball's played in. Wennick steps to first. Gives it off to Analaja, who gives it off to Sammy. Spalding tries to perform a counterattack, but to no avail as Mattingly recovers with ease. Don's playing with it at defense. Doesn't seem like Spalding wants to step up to him. You don't want to let anything go over the top there. It's Andrews. Just Andrews and Carmichael passing between each other. Andrews looking long. Going for Analaja. Analaja takes it, controls down the line, but Spalding just takes it back from him.
It was a good touch from him, just couldn't quite get by his man.
Dons quickly recover. Topolsky into Wenick. Wenick into Dubois, just a bit too hard.
But you still love to see the Dons with opportunities here as they have 6 shots. Cavaliers still yet to have one as Loyola continues to win that possession battle. And, you know, the more shots you get, the higher the percentage you're going to get one, at least one. And Spalding's got none, so no shots, no chance to score.
Yeah, the Dons have really been knocking at the door there. Multiple chances of getting it on net. Barely going over the bar, and multiple times penetrating into that back third. All right. Spalding keeper keeps it. Gives it off to the Spalding defense. They're playing with it, looking for an open man.
Loyola really has been good defensively as well throughout this game, not letting Spalding, who's had a couple of opportunities throughout to get something going, and that back line always, you know, supporting that midfield to not let anything happen.
Yeah, that defensive line playing with the midfield, they really counteract each other. They play well within each other, and that causes their great attacks. Defense can either go long or they play it up through the middle. Either or, it's great play.
And it just showed right there with Carmichael being physical, and with as midfield gave it away, Spalding looked to come the other way, and Carmichael physical, winning the ball back.
Topolsky has it in the central. Lays it off to Carmichael, who's alone once again. It doesn't really seem like Spalding wants to step up to Carmichael or Andrews in the back because they know they can get blown by because Carmichael's a versatile threat.
Spalding has been sitting back a lot, but that's also because Loyola does a great job of playing long balls and getting behind the defense.
Oh, Wenick tripped up from behind. Quickly into Carmichael, though, as he steps forward. Gives it into Dubois. Dubois to the corner with Klink. Klink's going to lob it in. Walker in the back, just over his head as Analaja races for it.
Yeah, Walker's tall, but not that tall, but a good try from Klink.
Topolsky shoots. On the ground, Walker goal! What a redirect by Walker. And the Dons take the lead in this semifinal.
Yeah, Topolsky, that was a shot from him, I believe, and Walker stepped in there as the shot was going to be saved and stepped in there, as you said, redirected it and got it in. And that is the 7th goal for Sammy Walker in the last 8 games now as we play this one. And the Dons get a first half goal, which is huge, as now they play ahead in this playoff game.
Walker has really been attacking in this half, and that just shows. He makes a great run in. Topolsky's shot, he knows he can let it go and possibly go in, or he can redirect it and change the fate and see if it goes in.
Yeah, and I mean, Walker just being a big presence on the field, being a tall guy, takes up a lot of space, and right there he says, you know what, I know what space I can take up, and steps in and puts the Dons ahead.
Spalding, first time really possessing the ball in that final third. As they have it down the side, ball plays in. Quickly defended by the Dons. As Wenick plays it out to Klink. Klink gets it. Counterattack possibility. He lobs it in to Dubois. Just out of reach as it kicks off his arm.
And that was a good job from the Dons, not letting Spalding try and get something quick there in the response. As you know, you kind of settle back once you score a goal, and Spalding tried to take advantage of it, and then quickly Loyola came the other way, couldn't get anything going, but that's sending a message to the Cavaliers that nothing is going to come easy.
It's great to see Carmichael commanding that defense. Nothing gets to their head. Doesn't matter if you're a goal up, 2 goals up, or 10 goals up. You have to stay composed. Spalding plays with it in the back. Tries to play a through ball, but Andrews quickly there to recover. Gives it off to Wennick and Walker in the middle. High pressure from Sammy. Gets tripped up in Spalding's defense.
This is going to be one of the best chances the Cavaliers are going to have so far in this first half.
Spalding to take the kick. He plays it short, looking for a header. But the Dons get it out.
So much height in there from Loyola. Tough to get something going with a header.
Yeah, especially with Klink, Carmichael, and Walker. 3 really tall threats, and that makes it dangerous on corner kicks and defending them. Ball's going to roll out of bounds. It's Spalding corner kick.
Second one of the game for the Cavaliers.
Ball comes in, low and across. It's dribbling across the net. Mattingly, good save in traffic.
That was a huge save there, as there were a ton of players in between the net and the shot, and it was hard, definitely hard for Mattingly to see that ball, but he does and goes to the ground and controls it for the save. But I like that from the Cavaliers, keeping it low on the corner kick rather than up in the air because of that height. And, you had something right there where it bounced around and, the Cavaliers got a controlled shot.
It's always good, or it's always dangerous for a keeper in the box when that ball's getting dribbled around because you never know how it's going to poke out and possibly go in. Moneymaker gets it along the sideline to throw it in. But it's going to be a substitute for the Dons. Dubois comes off as they bring on Paravano.
Paravano scored the only goal of the game when these teams last played in a 1-0 Loyola win.
Looks like Paravano's going to take over the center and have Lackner go up. Walker coming back with pressure. Gets tripped up. Spalding kick.
You really got to love to see that, though, from Walker, even though he fouled him. Still being aggressive, even though he plays offense and in the midfield making defensive plays.
Walker really gives his heart out there. No matter what, he will sweat, he will grind, and he will always try. Played back. Carmichael has it. It's kicked up. Into Sammy. Ball went over. Back to Wennick as they stay composed. Tries to give it down to Analaja. Looks like it's going to go off Spalding. It's going to be an Analaja throw-in. Or a Don's throw-in. Topolsky throws it into the back. Andrews by himself, not a man within 5 yards. Paravano with speed in the middle. Plays it down the line. Just off to Moneymaker. Carmichael with it back again. Gives it into Wennick. Wennick back to Andrews. Andrews with a big boot up. Going to end up falling out of bounds. Spalding throwing.
And Spalding has to compensate for this Loyola attack so much that it's really hard for them to get anything going on their attack, only really on counterattacks, but, nothing settled like the Loyola offense has had throughout this game.
Spalding deflects it out of bounds. Going to be a Loyola throw-in. Back into Andrews, who plays to Wennick. Back to Carmichael. That's really a triangle of death right there. Wennick, Andrews, and Carmichael. They play within each other, and doesn't seem like the Spalding team can stop them.
Yeah, there's triangles of death all around on this Loyola side.
Topolsky with it around the back. Walks through the center, untouched. Carmichael gives it off to Wennick again. Into Walker. Walker tries to give it off to Paravano, but gets triple teamed by Spalding. Really shows how dangerous he is. But they recover, give it to Analaja down the line. Analaja takes him with speed. He's in the box, plays it in. Just hit over the net by Klink. Spalding keeper to take the goal kick. As Loyola brings on 2 players. Taking off Walker and Analaja, bringing on.
That's Cook and Marin Jarve.
Cook giving pressure to that goalie in their back defense. Fresh set of legs up there is always dangerous. Especially against this Spalding defense who's had to deal with speed all night.
Yeah, and Cook, one of the best athletes on this team.
Spalding takes it down the line on Topolsky. Topolsky staying composed. Pokes it away, but it's going to be a corner kick.
And through corner kicks, these are going to be the best chances the Dons or the Cavaliers, are going to have throughout this game.
First time for a corner kick on that far side. Let's see if they change anything up, if they go for the high or the low ball. Looks like they're crowding that 6-yard box. Plays it in pretty high. Mattingly controlling there, gets the ball out.
Yeah, it was a great cross, just too deep in the box for Mattingly to step up and grab that one.
Marin Jarve unluckily gives it away, but pokes it right back to Paravano, who gives it off to Wennick with pressure.
Good recovery from Marin Jarve.
Topolsky by himself in space. Lays it off to Paravano. Playing back with that defense. Who gives it back to Paravano with pressure. Marin Jarve tries to give it to Topolsky. Just off.
Another good job winning it back from the Dons.
Spalding stops that counterattack there, but Spalding creates their own counterattack. Plays it in. Andrews might be beat, but Mattingly comes up. Mattingly slides, collects the ball, composed.
Whoa.
What is that Spalding player flopping about?
That's going to be, I think, a foul on Mattingly as he knocked him over.
Couldn't tell if there was a foul there. It looked like he was, just jumping in the air for joy. Didn't look like anything.
And is that a PK because it was in the box? Because it was in that corner and he knocked him over and the official on the far side was waving his flag.
I'm still trying to figure out what this call was.
That's Carmichael and Topolsky over there talking with the officials. It was a good job from Andrews to recover after it looked like he might have been beat. And something may have been said that triggered some words down there.
It was Angelo Felice who had that breakthrough, but I guess was upset. It's going to be Loyola ball. I guess he was penalized for flopping, maybe?
Yeah, who knows what that was. It seemed like Loyola was upset with the call, but the foul is now on Spalding.
Tough to tell whatever just went on there. As Paravano takes it up, has a man on him, lays it right back off to Carmichael.
But it was a good try from the Spalding defender if that was going to be a PK to go down like that.
Andrews takes it up with good pressure. Tries to send it into Cook with speed. Goalie way out of his box. As Cook tries to poke it away, but it looks like there's going to be a foul on him. Spalding's Declan Carney to take the kick.
Yeah, Mason Cook, a very physical attack player, and you see getting the foul right there, but you love to see him just run around from the far side to the near side, putting pressure on that Spalding back line.
Mason Cook is truly a star, as he's also a 4-star lacrosse player for this Loyola team, a true all-around athlete. Spalding gets it around the box. 1 man versus 5. Loyola defense gets it away, but Spalding is not happy how their man fell. Angelo Felice down the line. Carmichael rough down the line, and Felice is upset and he's yelling.
It's going to be a free kick, though, for Spalding. And they've done a great job after the Cavaliers have of getting more opportunities in the other half, or in the Loyola half of the field. They haven't really had much possession, but they have had some counterattacks, and they're going to have a free kick right now.
Seems like Eli Knight to take the kick. Ball's going to be played in. It's low, in, dribbling around the box, but Mattingly's going to recover. Goal kick.
I still like the low ball on the set pieces and corner kicks, though, from Spalding.
If you can get that ball dribbling around the 6-yard box, you never know what's going to happen.
Yep.
It might just poke into the goal. 5 minutes remaining in this half. As Mattingly steps up to take a goal kick. Mattingly kicks it far to Maranjarve, but Spalding takes it back. Topolsky throws it in to Walker. Spalding takes it, but Wennick right back there. Foul on Cook. Spalding kick. Ball's played in, but it's poor. Lackner's going to take it right back into Walker. Counterattack there. Shut down by Hayden Marsh.
It was great control from Lackner with his feet. Just couldn't make the pass, and a good job from Marsh stepping in there to stop that.
The Dons are going to take it back from the Cavaliers. Gives it into Cook. Tries to give it back to Paravano, but Spalding's going to try to make a counterattack. Eli Knight takes it down the line. It's going to roll out of bounds. Goal kick.
Yeah, and just Carmichael's such a big body, knows how to play a offensive player one-on-one and shield him off as that ball was just run out of bounds. And another goal kick coming from Loyola.
It's good to see this Dons defense still really composed, even though Spalding is beginning to break through. Mattingly kicks it far. Looks like to Walker. Gives it off to Cook. But Spalding's going to take it, try to counterattack. Cavaliers looking for a handball. They're not happy with that one. Ball's going to roll out of bounds. Cavalier throwing. Topolsky putting pressure on his man. Gets him to trip up, and Dons try to take it back. Walker with it. Into Wennick. Around to Paravano. Plays it to Topolsky. Topolsky moving with speed. Plays it in deep. Cook with it down the line. Takes a step back. Gives it off to Topolsky. Unfortunately taken. Spalding's counterattacking. They play it back. Trying to stay calm. Topolsky recovers, gives it off to Paravano.
2.5 minutes left in this first half.
Maranjarve into Walker, who plays it back to Maranjarve. Down the line, tries to beat him with speed. Ball's going to roll out of bounds. Goal kick.
And now this is Spalding's opportunity to control some possession here, and within these last 2 minutes, even it up at 1 going into the half.
These last 10 minutes have really seemed pretty equal. Spalding's gotten their chances, and so has Loyola, but fortunately no more goals. Spalding takes it back. Walker slides, takes out Christopher Kinn there.
And that was a great job getting it up the field from Spalding, but Botero Santon, that is the junior, played one through to really no one. But it looks like we're going to get a foul here, and Spalding will keep it.
Declan Carney to take this kick. Quickly plays it in. Ball's high, long. Loyola's going to recover. Topolsky plays it out. Cook races over to take it back, but Spalding's defense is going to take.
Oh, look out.
Oh, there's a fight. I say let him swing. Refs break it up.
Who is that on the ground there?
That
in the box who looks to be in a lot of pain.
That looks like Andrews. No. Just to clarify things there, that was Ryan Andrews injured in the box there. Don't know if that caused the fight or not, but little skirmish between the two teams in that far left corner.
Yeah, I'm not sure what his injury is. Not going to speculate, but he seemed to be in a lot of pain there. So that's going to be Will Addix replacing him at center back. 1:07 left in this first half.
It looked like the trainer was holding his arm as he walked off. Still not 100% sure what that injury is, though. The Dons student section trying to keep morale high after that tough injury. Andrews is a key part to this Loyola defense, but hopefully they will recover.
It definitely seemed to be something dirty considering the reaction from the Loyola players stepping up there and defending their player and getting into the little skirmish.
Coach Mike Marcigano really brought a sense of unity to this team, bringing them all together.
Oh, my goodness. It's a red card.
Red card.
Wow.
That red card will be handed out to George Ogilvy, I believe. That
completely changes this game. I mean, that is unbelievable.
Pretty late red card, though. Trying to figure out, is he the one who started the fight or injured Andrews?
I did not see exactly what happened, but again, it seemed to be something dirty, and Coach Marciano was upset with it. And now Loyola with an extra man after Spalding or after they lose Ryan Andrews. But, I mean, with an offense that has struggled to get shots, I mean, losing a midfielder is just absolutely crucial. That is huge. Just a huge play.
It's already difficult playing against this Dons team on an equal playing field. Playing a man down, it's like David versus Goliath. Spalding plays it out to the side. Marin Jarve, quick pressure. Cook takes it back. Topolsky takes it up the line. Lackner running down the side. He's open. He's in space. Lackner, touch. Plays it in. Still has it. Double covered, unfortunately taken away. Foul on Lackner. Spalding ball. Spalding keeper plays it up. Paravano pressures. Ooh. Looks like a Spalding player is down after that little collision in the middle.
Yeah, his own player, I believe, got his shoulder into his face, and that definitely cannot feel good. 10 seconds left to go in this first half.
This past minute has been too eventful. I say we go to the half. But that looked like it was Angelo Felice on the ground right there. Took a high shoulder from his teammate. Loyola student section giving a slight taunt towards Spalding, telling him to stop whining. 10 seconds left and still tons of pressure. Ball's played in. 5-4. Paravano plays it down to Maranjarve. And it is halftime. Welcome back to the second half of this matchup. Brooks, what are your keys to the second half?
Well, for Loyola, you got to keep the pressure on Spalding. I know you're ahead 1-0, and you have 11 guys versus 10 for Spalding, but you want to win this game 5-0. Put the pedal to the metal. Put your foot on their throat, and don't let them get back into this game. Even though it looks like you have the advantage in Spalding, it's almost David versus Goliath right now with that advantage and how well Loyola played in that first half, but you got to keep your composure. Don't try and do too much. Keep playing your game, but you got to be aggressive and apply pressure back and match that energy because Loyola wants to put Spalding way down, even though they're ahead 1-0, or that should be their mentality.
That definitely is what Coach Mike Marcigano told them. He definitely told them, keep the pressure on. You cannot let this Spalding team, even with only 10 players, get close. Klink takes it back down the sideline, gets double covered. Elijah, big boot in, looking for Walker. Headed out of bounds. It's a Loyola free throw. Spalding goal kick. Big boot downfield. Head of the way by Paravano. Walker trying to take it back. Carmichael goes over the back of Spalding attacker. Spalding kick. It looks like Ryan Andrews is still out as Will Addix takes that center back spot. Hopefully he can come back and get ready if they make it to the championship game. Deep ball in. Head of the way by Elijah to Topolsky.
Good job from Elijah getting in there as Ogilvy looked like he had an opening there. But that's the advantage when you have more players. You can get guys in there on set pieces.
Spalding takes it down the line. Slide tackle, trying to keep it alive on Elijah. Dribbles it around. It's going to be a Spalding throw-in. Long throw into the box. Headed back. That was a close one there as the Dons booted away. Wennick creating a counterattack as he gives it off to Paravano. Playing it deep to Klink. Klink touches just barely offside. If he wasn't offside, I think he had that goal.
Yeah, and Spalding has got to win that one in the midfield even before that happens. They had a good possession going, and then they lose that, and Loyola a step from going up 2-0.
You cannot let these attackers play on your hip because they will outrun you every single time. Spalding plays it back to their keeper. Played up to the side. On Elijah with pressure, so with Klink. Topolsky, high pressure, gives it off to Walker. Plays it back to Klink. Paravano double covered, has to lay it off to Wennick, who gives it off to Moneymaker. Controlled back at their defense. Carmichael with it again. No one even coming within 10 yards of that back defensive line for Loyola.
Yeah, Loyola can take their time here. They got the lead. They're in control.
Klink with a good ball off to Elijah, threading the needle. Gives it off to Paravano. Getting cornered. Moneymaker has to step two. Looks like Spalding can create a counterattack here. High pressure from Paravano. Forces him to get it out of bounds. Don's throw-in. Carmichael with it. Don's keeping that possession back in their own zone. If they're not going to pressure, they're going to keep it up. Carmichael tries to play Topolsky in. Topolsky gets it in the box. Dribbling around, corner in.
Good footwork from Topolsky, making something out of that on that end line, and tried to get it to Walker, but Spalding in there to head it away.
He's truly a versatile and shifty player. Really can make something out of nothing, as we can see there.
Spalding has come out of this half with a ton of intensity and are really evening out this game, even though they're down a player, as they hope to get more offensive possessions and shots on goal.
Topolsky takes it on the line. Shifty beats his man, plays it into the center. Off of Spalding, it's a corner kick.
And the Dons playmakers have to keep making plays, just as Topolsky did there. Not be afraid of this moment, and keep showing off what you can do, and hold on to advance to the championship game.
On Elijah to take the corner. He bends it into the 6. Headed away, it's another corner kick.
Yeah, and Elijah loves to take that right close to the goal, that corner he has coming in. Let's see what he does right here.
Once again, he brings it close, near post, headed away. Topolsky one-time shoots, way off.
Yeah, didn't hit the right part of the foot there, although Topolsky does have that ability from outside the box to get good shots on goal.
And it's good to still see the Dons taking shots when they can, only up 1-0. Total 9 shots so far. Spalding keeper. Boots it forward. Topolsky trying to play tight on his man. Walker and Topolsky keeping pressure up. As Spalding switches the field. Elijah has to backtrack. Big boot from Spalding, headed away by Addix. As Walker could be on a counterattack. It's a 1v2. Just poked away. Big boot out of bounds. It's going to be a Loyola throw-in.
Yeah, it was coming towards us. Marsh, though, good step to stop the big Sammy Walker from getting through there.
Headed away. It's another Loyola throw-in. Really keeping this pressure here in that final third. Seeing if they can poke another one in, take this 2-0 lead with 30 minutes to go. Big throw-in in. Paravano keeps the pressure in the corner. It's poked away. It's a Spalding throw. Ref blows the whistle. It's a sub.
And with Spalding deep into their own territory, Loyola's got to put the pressure on and make it tough for the Cavaliers to get it into their half.
And you really have to be careful if you're Spalding. You make one mistake, and you can just see a Sammy Walker goal incoming.
Yeah, giving it away in that back half, if you're Spalding, is the last thing you want. Little mistakes can be allowed with the disadvantage they have of 10 guys.
High pressure from Paravano. Spalding trying to create a little counterattack. But Loyola's defense stays strong. It's a throw-in.
Yeah, that was Addix in there just forcing the offender to go out of bounds with the ball.
Paravano flicks it back to Walker. Getting cornered as he gives it off to Klink. Elijah starts making a run into the box. He's all alone. Paravano chips it over Walker. Shot. Goal! Walker with his second of the night as he runs over to the student section to celebrate. Dons 2-0. 30 minutes to go.
Yeah, and that was beautiful there from Paravano to have the prudence to not take the shot and give it up to Walker, who was coming behind him, and Walker just bangs one in there. And Loyola now with a 2-0 lead in this semifinal with just over 30 minutes to go. And as I said in the beginning of this half, they want to put their foots on their neck, on the Spalding neck here, and extend this lead.
Walker started to make that beautiful run as Paravano laid it off to him. He really just powers it right to the top. Goalie had nothing to do.
And this is really an emergency situation if you're Spalding. Now, with the disadvantage and down 2 goals, every opportunity matters.
Spalding quick off the whistle. Head just out of bounds.
And just like that one, that was a huge one coming in there on the header and just couldn't get it on goal. It was a very tough position. But right there, I mean, they're going to have to make plays and make something happen. And that one is a tough one there. But this is now no mistakes for Spalding. And that wasn't really a mistake, but you can't give Loyola anything and have to do your best to create something.
Yeah, I mean, Spalding, they make a mistake. They let Loyola come onto a counterattack, and Walker powers it in. And look at that, once again, Loyola getting the ball back, keeping possession. Lackner fouled hard. Loyola doesn't like that one, but the Dons are going to get the ball. Quick ball into Carmichael. Playing around with it to Lackner. Defense is playing around with it, no one within 10 yards of them. Closest man is Michael Lonergan, but he was well over 5. Paravano gives it off to Walker. Gives it off to Paravano. Don's not happy about that one. Looked like he got pushed off a bit. Spalding trying to create a counterattack as they head down to that far side. High triple cover from the Dons. Maybe a bit too physical. Oh, they're pushing and fighting. Ref not there to split them up. Love to see a little fire energy from Tosh there.
Wow. One of their players, the Spalding players, really upset. And, now it's the emotions, I think, starting to come in. And with the Loyola lead, if you're a player getting into a scuffle, you really have nothing to lose. You're ahead. And, the Spalding players have to be emotional, knowing that this could be the end of their season with the disadvantages the official gives them a talking to.
And many of these Spalding players, this could be their last game as a Cavalier, which is very emotional. So I understand the energy, but still you have to stay calm if you're Spalding. Can't let emotions get to your head.
Yeah, definitely one of the keys to the game we said earlier. As for the Loyola side, that's Sammy Walker's 4th goal in the last 2 games, as he has 2 tonight, and he had 2 against Curly in that final regular season game at home here on Connor Field under the lights. As I said, he's been heating up all throughout this second half of the season, and now his 8th goal in his last 8 games, including tonight. Just really good to see him come on and just really lead this Dons offense that has been huge as of late as they look to win their first MIAA championship since 2014.
Wow. And winning their first MIAA championship under Coach Mike would be amazing, because this is his first season here. He leads them to an undefeated 12-0-4 season.
Yeah,
ball played in, but Klink takes it away.
That's a huge feat, coming in as a first-year coach and having an undefeated season.
Here comes Walker again down the side. Is he looking for the hat trick? He takes a step, gets quadruple covered. Unfortunately, gave it away.
He definitely wanted that hat trick. Was very aggressive with the dribbling right there.
Costly mistake from Spalding.
Yeah.
Klink tries to take it down the line. Just gives it up.
That
Spalding
was
throwing.
McClanahan just missing the ball. And another thing when you got 10 guys is the fatigue that comes onto these players, especially with how hard they've been playing, but with the talent of Loyola, it is very hard.
Carmichael gives it to Wennick. Loyola defense passing around with it very composed. As Spalding takes it back. Keeper with a big boot. Carmichael's looking for that. Spalding gets a head on it. Michael Lernergan takes it on the side. But Tosh keeps up with him well. Very fast team. They double cover him in the corner. Spalding plays it to the box. Carmichael once again to stop it. He's a jack of all trades on defense. He's fast and doesn't let anything by him. As Wennick leads a counterattack. Tries to lay it off to Walker. Unfortunately, there was a man there.
Yeah, and back to Coach Marciano here stepping in within his first year and leading the Dons to an undefeated regular season and looking to make that an undefeated season overall, especially after this team lost 3 big seniors in Landon Lackner, Evan Onate, and Jordy Ekman last year, who were all great players. You know, losing that talent and now only having 6 seniors is huge to, you know, play as well as they have.
Tosh takes it on the line, crosses it to the middle, just poked away. Carmichael stepping up. Ball gets knocked out of bounds. It's a throw in. It looks like Loyola is going to bring on a man. Wennick's going to come off. Mason Cook's going to come on. Spalding throws it in. Tosh on his back. Heavy pressure. Spalding tries to flip the field. Playing a deep ball in, but Moneymaker is there with good space. Lays it off to Mattingly. Spalding trying to bring with pace. Has to play it back. Don's keeping that heavy pressure. They don't want a 2-0 win. They want a 5-0 win. Spalding trying to stay composed here defensively. Paravano pressures. Topolsky takes it back. Topolsky playing physically strong there. He may be smaller in height, but he is strong as a person. Klink plays to Analaja, just oversteps it. He goes back to recover. Analaja beats his man down the side. He's going to play it in. It's open. It's Walker. Walker at the top of the box gives it away. Dons take it back.
Great speed from Analaja, getting around the edge right there, just flying by his defender and creating something after he overstepped the ball.
We haven't seen too much of Analaja tonight, but he has still been a factor. Spalding has to keep a look on him because he can make that run and be wide open in space. Topolsky takes it down the side. Beats his man. Topolsky flicks it in. Keeper takes it. Spalding trying to move with speed. Goalie quickly plays it out. But Paravano there shutting that down, making Spalding rethink their actions.
And it's just such a challenge for the Cavaliers to advance the ball from the goalkeeper the whole way to that Don's last third because of that man down, as well as just the way this Don's attack, midfield, and defense plays with such intensity and pressure.
It looks like the Dons brought on Lucas Dubois and Will Wennick to fresh set of legs against this 10-man Spalding team.
Yeah, Dubois did a great job as well as Wennick in that first half. And now with fresh legs, they look to make something happen and add to the lead.
Dubois by himself plays it back to Carmichael, who gives it off to Lackner. They stay composed defensively. Will Addix takes it back. Only one man pressuring that 5 men playing around with the ball on Loyola. Lackner keeps it himself as he gives it off to Carmichael. Dons looks like they're trying to set up that deep ball, but Carmichael's going to take it up the middle a little bit. Moneymaker has it. Klink by himself tries to play it into Analaja. Analaja with a slight overstep again. Looks like it's going to be a foul on Analaja.
That was a great ball, though, outside foot from Dan Klink, trying to get it to Analaja. Just was a little too short, and Analaja couldn't quite get to it, but it was a good look. And you love to see Loyola making plays like that, still taking risks, even with the lead they have, and not just trying to control possession.
Yeah, it's great to see them, have fun, try to score, because that's the point of the game. Analaja collects it, gives it off to Lackner. Plays around, gives it to Wennick, who tries to give it to Klink, but a man steps through. Cavaliers try to set up a counterattack, but Wennick trying to get physical and recovers that ball back.
Wow, that was great physicality from Marsh to keep it, but Wennick just a pest and not leaving him alone, and gets the win for Loyola and takes possession.
Yeah, Wennick, while he's only a sophomore, can really put up with some of these seniors and juniors, showing that he's physically able to take on this whole team. Wennick with the ball. Gives it back to Carmichael. No one's pressuring him. They stay composed as Klink brings it up. He takes it himself. He's towards the top of the box. Has to rethink. So he gives it off to Sammy. Back to Analaja. Analaja gives it to Lackner. He starts playing around with it in the back. Carmichael. Back to Moneymaker. Moneymaker takes a step, gives it to Lackner. Those 3 players just passing it between themselves. It's funny to watch, but you need Spalding to really step up the pressure there if they want to give it away. Moneymaker back to Carmichael, who lobs it in. Klink in the box, tries to head it right to the keeper.
And it's just tough for Spalding to put that pressure on with just the size and the talent that Loyola has. And, coming into this game, Loyola with the undefeated season, I had the thought that maybe this would be overlooked with Spalding coming in on a win streak and not losing since October 5th. But Loyola has put their feet in the ground and made sure that they're going to keep this undefeated season alive. And you got to give credit to Spalding, who has played a great game, but it has just been Loyola all the way, who just really look like the best team in the MIAA right now.
On that last penalty, it looked like one of Spalding's players started exchanging a few words with Loyola's defense. Dons kept their composure, though, not to react, as Topolsky tries to give it to Lackner. Lackner takes a step. He's in the box. Just poked away. Loyola throw-in. It's going to be a sub.
Good job from Lackner staying with it, just trying to get through, but just couldn't get the whole way in, as Loyola has now had it on their half for, these past almost 10 minutes, it seems, and Spalding really yet to get a shot.
Loyola brings on Topolsky and Paravano as Analaja and Lackner take a step out. Walker towards the top of the box, lays it off to Topolsky, wide open in the corner, lobs it in, back post. Looks like it's going to be a foul. Give it to Spalding. Keeper steps up to take a big kick.
Yeah, this is a big possession here for Spalding, trying to cut this lead in half as time wanes under 18 minutes.
the second half hasn't been too much of Spalding as Loyola's really kept that pressure and possession. Once again, Loyola's pressure gets him the ball back. Spalding recovers, tries to go on a counterattack. Hard hit by Carmichael, right by the Spalding bench. Spalding kick. Spalding packing the top of the box full of men. It's a kick in. Reaches the edge of the box. Topolsky tries to boot it away. Deflected, but falls to Mattingly.
Yeah, they were just they tried to get some sort of set piece working. It was just a long kick, and not really anything you can do with that Loyola line right there on defense that has just been so strong.
Yeah, talking about that strong defense, they really make sure to not let anything behind them. Carmichael really commands them well in the center. As Spalding's going to try to put up with pace again as Mason Cook with speed forces him to play it away. Sammy Walker putting pressure. Plays it back to Spalding's keeper.
John Carroll beat McDonough 2-1, so the winner of this game will go on to play John Carroll in the championship on Sunday.
I believe Loyola's last match with John Carroll ended up in a 0-0 tie. So seeing those two teams in the final would be an amazing watch. Topolsky tries to take it down the line, poked away by Spalding.
Yeah, those John Carroll and Loyola have really been the two best teams in the MIAA throughout the year, and if Loyola can hang on, I'm sure it will be a great final.
Last year, it was John Carroll who knocked out Loyola out of the playoffs, so it would be a great revenge tour for the Dons.
Loyola won the first matchup against John Carroll 2-1, but John Carroll is not going to play around. That is going to be a heck of a game if Loyola does hang on in these last about 15 minutes.
Carmichael gives it off to Wennick, tries to play it to Topolsky, but poked away. Spalding finally giving much pressure to this defense.
Huge chance.
As Michael Lonergan tries to take it, but Moneymaker gets it back. Hard tackle by Christopher Kinn. Topolsky had to roll on the ground for a second, but gets the ball back away. Walker's going to have it.
And it's just physicality from this Dons team, but Spalding matching it right now, not giving up so far, but those were two great plays from Topolsky and Moneymaker to step in and stop that attack. But Spalding responding right now.
And not giving up is the first step. You can't stage a comeback unless you not give up and really persevere through everything, even if you're down a man.
Right, and the odds against Spalding are huge, but crazier things have happened in this sport and really in all of sports, so they can make this back if they don't give up.
Spalding gets tripped up. That was Lindley Earl gets tripped up. They're around 20 yards out, I think.
Yeah, that's a big mistake there. These are going to be the best chances for Spalding to score late.
I want a quick ball in, but it's going to dribble in that box. Carmichael heads it away. Walker's going to collect it. There's no other man back. He plays it into Klink. It's the goalie running up deep. He has to play it real long. But a good ball, too, as Dubois recovers that. Paravano plays it to the far side. It's Klink.
Oh, great
Topolsky
ball.
on his left. Lays it into Topolsky. Topolsky lobs it in to himself. He's going to shoot. Saved by the goalie. Walker takes it to the box. Shoots. The ref calls him offsides.
Yeah, off the side netting too. Topolsky with a good shot there, good save, but probably going to want that one back as he was looking to extend it to a 3-0 lead.
And all three of those goals being by Walker. That'd be impressive. But unfortunately, an offside call as Spalding takes the ball back.
You could definitely see, though, that Spalding was fatigued from that possession offensively for how long they had it, and Loyola with an easy counterattack and really a good chance as that fatigue sets in here as we get late into the second half.
And it's tough to not be fatigued with the deep Loyola offensive bench. Loyola can really just sub out players and run you all day long. As once again, they're going to sub in a new player. Looks like Lackner's coming right back in. As Walker is going to take a step out. Topolsky with a throw in. Gives it to Cook. Plays it right back, trying to play the long ball. Gives it to Klink. Physical down the line into the corner. Tiki-taka. They play it to the top of the box. It's Wennick. Slide tackle. It's a Don's throw-in.
Yeah, that was a good job there from Carney on the tackle, getting it out of there and being a presence defensively.
Topolsky, long ball in. Dubois tried to get ahead on it. Just got out-nudged. Carmichael, taking a step in space, gets tripped up by Michael Lonergan. Don's student section making sure they know, by they, I mean Spalding, know that you can't come to this home turf and be unprepared as Topolsky gets ready to take the kick. Ball's in, a little short, but out to Moneymaker. Ball's getting dribbled around, top of the 18. Gets kicked away. It's a Loyola throw-in.
And now closing in on 10 minutes to go. This is really, I mean, with the way Loyola has dominated possession throughout, there's only going to be a couple more opportunities to score for Spalding. And, I mean, they may not even get two shots with the disadvantage and the amount of players and the defense that Loyola has had.
And it's so difficult to try to stage a full-on attack knowing that one small mistake can cause a counterattack led by the fast Loyola offense leading to another goal.
Yeah, they get a shot there, but just, I mean, it takes so much effort to get something going, and, I mean, it just gets deflected and rolls into Mattingly's hands.
Yeah, we're under 10 minutes here as Mattingly steps up to take the punt. Spalding's keeper with it in space. He plays it up. Ball gets headed back. Moneymaker. High pressure on Angelo Felice of Spalding. Spalding ends up flipping the field with space. Spalding takes it down the line. Carmichael pokes it away, trying to create a counterattack here. Rolled out of bounds. Loyola throw-in. Don's taking their time here, knowing they don't have to go too fast because they're up 2-0. Especially if you give one to this Spalding team, you can't give them too much hope. Klink tripped up as he tried to receive that throw-in. Looks like it'll be Wennick taking a quick ball in, trying to flip it to Dubois down the line. Poked away by Spalding. Klink with it in space. Gives it to Moneymaker. Lackner once again wide open. Dubois by himself down the line. He lobs it in. Cook tried to get a head on it just over his head. Lackner gets tripped up about 25, 26, 27 yards out the box. This could be a real chance to capitalize here for the Dons.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see who they give to take this free kick, as I assume they're going to go right at goal here with the position they're in.
Going at goal will be the right option, full of the strong legs on Loyola's team. But it looks like it's going to be Topolsky and Lackner behind the ball.
Yeah, I think Topolsky, he's got the foot from outside the box to do it. About 25 yards.
He can put it with power and he can put it finesse. Let's see what happens. Ball's in.
Oh.
Keeper with a diving save pokes it away.
Would have been electric for Topolsky to get it in there, and he put a great shot on it. Great save from the keeper.
Loyola corner kick. Ball is played in. It's light. Dribbling around the box a little bit. As Paravano backtracks, pokes it away from Felice, and some words are exchanged from each other. Looks like emotions are getting to their head. They are not happy about that one.
Yeah, and with the lead and it kind of setting in for the Dons that they're going to be in the championship game, definitely their emotions coming out and their excitement here. That's and Spalding, you got to feel for them as they definitely seem to realize that their season is at its end or very close to it, as they just can't seem to get anything going down a man. And with just the confidence that these Dons play with and not allowing anything to get by them, and just guys stepping up and making plays and helping one another on the defensive and offensive end.
It's great to see the Dons staying composed, even though high tensions towards the end of this game. We're about 5 minutes away from Loyola moving on to the championship game versus Sean Carroll.
Well, you love to see the tensions throughout the game. You don't want to see anything dirty, but you love to see a physical game, it getting chippy, really good MIAA soccer.
Dubois just gets beat out by the goalie there. Topolsky played him a great ball in. He was wide open down that side. And it's tough for Spalding to play any defense, especially down a man and knowing they have to score with 5 minutes remaining here, down 2. Topolsky gets double covered. Ball gets rolled out of bounds. It's a Spalding throw.
And speaking of that physicality and chippiness we've seen in this game, I think that's going to continue into the championship game, when it seems like the Dons are going to play, assuming they hang on to win this, are going to play John Carroll on Sunday. And that will definitely be high intensity, two great teams going at it.
Analaja gives it off to Klink. Klink taking the speed. He steps across the middle by himself. He tries to shoot. Keeper saves it. Spalding keeper rolls it to himself. Big boot. Lackner pushed a little bit on that head ball there. It's going to be a Loyola kick. Spalding finally giving some real pressure to that Loyola defense when they have the ball. But it causing a counterattack once again, as Klink's going to have it. Analaja with a shot there. Just goes over the net. That would have been an exciting goal. Very little time remaining, putting them up 3-0, solidifying that championship spot.
Yeah, and all these players on the attack want to get a goal for themselves and go over to that student section and celebrate and really, have that moment for themselves.
Speaking of the student section, we always say there's different, components to a win, and having a good student section like that is amazing. They really keep the morale high there, chanting for their team whenever they need it. That was Mason Cook there on the shot, sent it just over the bar.
It would have been great to see him get one, and he had a look at it, just put too much on it as he was too close to the goal. And it's tough as he seemed to be falling down too.
Spalding plays it in the back as Loyola plays really deep, making sure to not let anything easy over their heads. As Will Addix is going to step onto that one, boot it right back out. Elijah steps to him, and Topolsky takes it away. Tries to play it up the line, but Spalding's defense is going to poke it away. It's a Loyola throw-in. Gives it off to Moneymaker. Plays it back to the keeper. Mattingly's going to boot it forward to Topolsky. Just a little bit too much on that ball as Topolsky barely missed the head ball. Spalding recovers, trying to pressure in a goal, bring any bit of hope back to this. As Dan Klink takes it all alone up the side. Beats his man. But a second man comes over. Ball gets poked away. It's a Don's throw-in deep into the corner.
And it was a great season for the Spalding Cavaliers, as a little chippiness still going on in that corner. But, they really came on towards the end of the year, put themselves into a 4-seed, won in overtime over Curley to get to the semifinal. But Loyola stopped them in their tracks here tonight and really continued the look that they've had in this, last quarter of the season, and didn't get ahead and look ahead to Sunday and remain undefeated as they look to have an undefeated season and win an MIAA conference title.
Yeah, it was such a great game today. We enjoyed watching it. And as Coach Mike said earlier, it's difficult to beat a team 3 times, and this game could always end up as a coin flip. So it's great to see the Dons stay composed and really show themselves, as they're going to end up winning 2-0 as we're under 10 seconds.
Yeah, great to get a win in the final Under the Lights game that they'll have on this field, and they'll have one more in the championship game on Sunday.
The Dons student section beginning to wish Spalding a goodbye as they begin to storm the field, as your Loyola Dons will be taking on John Carroll in the championship game.